Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Knox, do you want to say hi? Come on. Hi. You want to say hello? Speak. Okay, he gets a smartphone. How is everybody doing? Sorry, guys, I'm running a little behind. It's been a week. Finally caught one on time. Well, then I'm glad I was late. What is up, everyone? How is everybody doing? Don't mind me if I am eating my dinner while I'm doing this, but how is everyone doing? I haven't even really read the news. You're actually on time. What is up, Stuart? How you doing, bud? Sorry, I have tonight for dinner, I have some, it's like a pizza flatbread thing, but no carbs, and then some Brussels sprouts. But they're like chopped and fried, and some oil and salt and pepper. Where are your fellow Marines? Have you checked the Crayola section? What is up, Ray? Yeah, it's like this weird pizza flatbread thing. It's pretty good, though. Pretty good. And then I get to dip it in marinara, because you don't want to put marinara on it, because it'll fall apart. Your favorite news reporter? Oh, man. I'm happy, but at the same time, Grandpa Buff was always on time. You know, if he's not, time changes. I gotta use my pizza as dip. I'm sorry, guys. I'm It's going. I mean, I've been just busy clearing. I'm not gonna lie. So I made a little video. I haven't posted it, but today might have been my last day in my classroom, and it's a little bittersweet. It really is. I am super late according to the military. For those of you who don't know, we live by a firm belief that if you're early, you're on time, you're late, and you're late, you're dead. It's pretty standard. Best life ever is that I'm eating. Was I able to clear CIF? Yep. 100% CIF, no statement of charges. I know. Hold your applause, ladies and gentlemen. Did I give everyone a surprise exam? No, my class just graduated last week or the week before. You don't write in crayon, you eat them. Exactly, they're doing their grocery shopping. What's in the drink? Just water, just ice water. I haven't even, I'm getting ready to move. Not this live, but I think next Friday will be the last one in this house. So after that, you guys got to give me some time, okay? Wither! When that beer comes to your hand like Thor's hammer.
I'd intercept me.
You know it's a Friday when that beer comes to your hand like Thor's hammer.
Water good. Water is good. Drink water. Remember that. CIF really isn't that hard to clear. So we don't have a quartermaster office here on Fort Sill. At least not that I know of, because I asked around for it. Nope. Knox, go lay down. Go lay down. Where am I moving to? I'm moving to the great state of New Mexico. 12 and a half years, and I was never late to a formation. Cleared CIF first time. Nice. I was late to several formations in my career. Usually because I overslept. You were stationed at Fort Sill? I still am right now. When am I going to play some Roadcraft? I have been playing Roadcraft, off and on. I think since the game came out, I have a total of maybe 8 hours in it. So I'm not very much. 40s are here, man. Mach is a unit of measurement. So what is the differences in missile speed? Mach is a unit of measurement, meaning the speed of sound. Mach 1. Now, it's kind of hard to use that because sound moves differently depending on how thick the air is. Sound moves faster through water than through air. Does anyone know that? I didn't know that until recently. Sound moves at 1,500 fucking feet per second in water. I didn't know that. I was watching a documentary on the Titan submersible last night. Ever heard of C5 Galaxy? Yep. But I actually shipped all my Patriot equipment overseas in the C5. Well, at least the radar and radar helmet and ECS and stuff. So going back to the Mach. Mach is the speed of sound, which is, yes, it does vary depending on air density, but it's like 742 or something miles an hour, 740. I'm going off the top of my head. You'd have to Google it to find the exact thing. So Mach 2 is twice that. Mach 3 is 3 times that. So in a recent video, when I was talking about Mach 33, that's 33 times that speed. So I am eating pizza. This is not Casey's pizza. This is homemade, like flatbread pizza. There's like no carbs. It's like made with like cheese and stuff. It's really good. The missus tries to keep me healthy. Explain hypersonic. I've done a little research, but want your explanation, please. Hypersonic is in reference to anything. This is a very heavy question, right? Anything over Mach 5, which is 5 times the speed of sound. Now, here's the thing. When people say, I have a hypersonic missile, like Russia, their definition differs from the United States definition. By the United States definition, Russia doesn't have a hypersonic. By Russia's definition, the United States has like 7 different hypersonics. So there's a difference in definition. Now, the US definition of hypersonic is something that can maintain greater than Mach 5 speeds from the boost phase, launch boost apogee separation terminal for ballistic missile, and then I can't even remember what the ones are for cruise missile. But the terminal phase, where the air is thickest and usually you're out of fuel at that point in time and that object is just falling, no matter how pointy it is, it has to have a powered descent. It's part of the rocket problem. US doesn't have anything except for the Dark Eagle that is coming online that meets that criteria. So we've said, hey, we don't have a hypersonic. Russia, the Kinzhal, doesn't have a powered descent. The Iskander doesn't have a powered descent. So it cannot maintain those speeds. So as air pressure builds up on that object, and it starts to slow down because it doesn't have anything producing any thrust as it hits that denser air. Does that make sense? Sorry, I was kind of a long-winded, but that's, yeah. Who used the H word? Someone asked a question. They're like, what is hypersonic? So, Russian definition is, does it go over Mach 5 throughout its flight path? Yes. Okay. That's literally every mid to long range ballistic missile on Earth. American, Russian, North Korean, Chinese, fucking all of them. Okay? But the US requires that it has to be in the terminal phase. Kinzhal doesn't do it in the terminal phase. The only one that might be close is the DFZF from the Chinese. But we haven't really seen that thing fired off too often, and it's kind of smoke and mirrors. So we don't know if that's capable. Hey, Shooter, love your videos. Inspire me to keep going. Also made you a shout-out video. You know what to do. Would you intercept me? I have not seen that, America. I will check it out, man. HLC, Germany loves you and Grandpa Buff. The Germans? The Germans. Yeah, the Germans love HLC and Grandpa Buffs. He says all the inside voices on the outside. I'm sorry, I know it's a terrible German accent, but I appreciate you for being here. HLC just wanted to share, donated 3 Bloodhound puppies, 3 different police departments. I'm retired female E9. Holy shit. Thank you very much for your service. And this is my life calling. I am so fucking happy for you. Like, that is awesome. Police forces need good working dogs. Knox? Where the fuck is he? He's sitting right behind me because I have food. Knox is a great best friend. Would be a terrible police dog. Great best friend. Funny enough, Mach 1 is 666 knots. Seriously? That's fucking cool. Hypersonic is the speed of a bad check. That's facts. We are going to pump you up. Oh, it's Dr. Kozak in his house. That is a posh movie-style German accent, yeah. Don't do it, Lucas. He's gonna pop in any minute. Wither said one thing and then just disappeared. I haven't seen any more comments. I'm not saying you have to like donate or anything, Wither. I've been watching like to see what Wither says. I haven't seen nothing. Can you show us your dog? Normally he's on the puppy cam over there, but I have food right now, so he's like right behind me. Have I heard about the smoke the Great Lakes area is getting from Canada? No, actually I've not. Plane that carries planes? C5. Carries helicopters. I mean, you can probably put those in a C-17. I don't know. That might be a weapons question, because he was a cargo junkie. He never actually dealt with any real munitions. Like, don't ask him about the A-10. The guy's just going to lie to you. He doesn't know anything about it.
Would you intercept me?
Sorry, you were looking at something?
I'd intercept
With her!
Sorry, I was looking at something.
How do I like Oklahoma? Great fishing, terrible food. And before anyone crucifies me, okay? There is good food in Oklahoma. But per capita, like per restaurants, it's like a food desert. At least Lawton, Oklahoma is. OKC does have some better options. I haven't been to Tulsa. But fishing is great. And so when people are like, oh, the food's not that bad in Oklahoma. Look, I used to think so too. And that's okay. And then I spent 4 years at the White Sands Air Missile Defense Test Detachment in White Sands, New Mexico. And I was right next to Las Cruces, which is where I met my missus. In Las Cruces, the food and service is on such another level. I refer to the area, so you know like Tornado Alley in the U.S.? I refer to the area like El Paso, across Las Cruces, all the way to the bottom of New Mexico, over to the bottom of Arizona, like right into Baja, California. That should be Flavor Alley. Everything I've eaten from that part of the country is just fucking chef's kiss. Beautiful. You'll be live tomorrow. I'd be happy if you joined tomorrow. Tomorrow's kind of a stacked day for me. What time tomorrow, America? Like my time, sorry. I don't have time to do math. Did I see the Israeli lasers? Yes. Yes. The Iron Beam, I mean, it's something they've talked about and been in testing for a while. And people are like, it's been to combat already? All governments do that, including the United States. They're like, we're going to field this soon. And then like 6 months go by and be like, all right, we fielded it 4 months ago. It works great. All governments do that. So, a 117 to the videos. I've considered it. I did a video one time, and I think I had a 117 in there, but he wasn't really like a character. It was just like my normal voice. I was talking about stuff. There are some really killer tornadoes there, too. Yeah. I drove through Moore, Oklahoma. I was on funeral detail for the Army. I was stationed here at Fort Sill. I spent like 10 years of my career here at Fort Sill. And I drove through Moore, Oklahoma, which is right on the edge of OKC, on my way to a service rep funeral for the United States Army. And that was right after that EF5 that hit Moore, which has I don't know if you guys know this. It is not, apparently there's a difference between wind speed on land and wind speed in the air, or sustained speed, but it has the highest recorded speed of wind on Earth anywhere. It's like 321 miles an hour. It's fucking insane. And when I saw oak trees like 8 feet in diameter thrown like a frisbee, I believe it. I absolutely believe it. Like that Moore hurricane was, or not hurricane, tornado was insane. You had a tooth ripped out, you're feeling like Two-Face? Mac, thank you so much. I work at and they had to pay for each vehicle separately. Is that normal, or does someone screw up enough to warrant this? No, depending on the guard. So what'll happen is, when you take military vehicles out into civilian infrastructure, if you don't bring your own fuel truck, which we always do, that was probably a guard unit, each vehicle has their own gas card. So each vehicle with that dispatch has to use that gas card for that vehicle. It's a pain in the ass. No, it's that's the way it's supposed to be, though. I'll be about 8 a.m. I don't know what I got going on at 8 a.m. Dude, tomorrow's fucking really stacked. Let me see what I can do. All right, America, I'll see what I can do. It do be windy down here, bro. You ain't kidding. Assassin's Creed Forever. That's a good game. Is there one called Forever? Last one I played, like, all the way through, was probably Black Flag, which in my opinion is the best one. No, I played one after Black Flag. What the hell one was after Black Flag? Oh, man. I found out I donated 11 bloodhounds, and so far they found 27 elderly and 18 reported missing children. No shit. Yes, tag me. I'm not gonna lie. Out of all the places that I spend my time when I have spare time on social media, it's X or Twitter. That's where I spend most of my time. It's a cesspool. I love it. I had some guy earlier this week tell me to fuck off and die. I was like, that. You are very upset, my good sir. I don't know why. But when you make a death threat like that, or like something like that, of course I'm going to report it. So I did. He just doesn't know. But he blocked me first anyway, so. Put that towards the kid's Christmas present. Oh, I just want more chicken nuggets. Am I a DEI hire? Probably. For disability, e-learning disability, and intense missiletism. Look, I tried, man. I'm not a wordsmith. Gilbert Hoy is trying to get the fat electrician in here. Aircraft is the same with a fuel card. Okay, that's something I just learned. I did not know, like, government military aircraft had a fuel card with them. I never even thought of that. I thought, like, they just filled them up and, like, billed the government. That's crazy. Drunk HLC tweets go hard, bro. I have so much fun. I have so much fun. Marlboro. Trying to get him in here. You don't verify. Jesus. Dense Ethan Incarnate. Thank you, Dr. Kozak. Fuel card right near the SPR. I'm not familiar with the SPR is. Come on, Weapons. We use real acronyms. He's just making it up. He's just... Look, Weapons comes in here, tells us some stuff about planes that isn't true because he doesn't know, and then when you try and correct him, he bans you from chat. I'm the nice guy. Weapons is the mean one. I'm sorry. Would you intercept me? I haven't used that in a video in a while. Maybe soon. Deranged Ethan inbound. I like it. Oh, the puppy cam. His big bed is in the other room. Don't people be like he needs a bigger bed. If I brought the bigger one in here, guess which one he would lay in? Still lay in that small one. Don't even. Dangerous environment intercepts. I may use that in a video. May I use that, Lawson? That was good. I'm dangerous environment intercepts. Oh yeah. Any word on the drone missile name? No. It's still the it was a YQF-42A. He's just a big old buffalo. Oh, he heard me say his nickname, so he decided to look up. I'm not going to look at him. Will I do a video on Estonia? So I know Estonia's kind of like started building up too, like Poland. Yes, Estonia's on my list. Buttons are being pushed today. Oh, yeah. You do ban people from the Discord because I got banned for being too much of a smartass. I don't ban people. Although it does kind of come through me. Look, man, the Discord is like, I'm going to be totally real with you guys. I don't really gain anything from the Discord. I check in there every once in a while, sometimes do memes, sometimes play video games with people, but like, when my mods are like, this is what's going on, dude, the last one that got removed from the Discord, I got a Google Drive full of screenshots, and I was like, okay, look. And I was like, mods, what's going on? And they were like, yeah, this is what's going on, and this is why. And I was like, cool. What's the vote? And they all voted, and I was like, cool. Goodbye off the island. So. Maybe ebook Marlboro. Then don't be an asshole. What's up, LaRue? Me and LaRue go way back. How you doing, buddy? I'm sorry. You sent me something recently, and I haven't even looked. Firm yet fair dictators. Weapons. I wouldn't go as far as fair, but the rest is true. I wore my Pepperbox buff shirt to... Really? Look, man, I feel like I enjoy making fun of politicians too much to have politicians poking around my channel. In the next video, can I feature more buff wall breaks? Look, if the stories dictate it, I'm here for it. I want you guys to know I almost never write anything down. I write, like, what the stories that I'm going to cover are, but the entire storyline is off the cuff. Have I heard about Northrop's 437 drone? I have not. Does the kid still want a pogo stick? More than anything in the world. It's painfully apparent you don't script. Hey, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, weapons. Keep the gloves above the belt there. One of your brothers joined the military to join the Rangers. Everybody's a Ranger. Look, guys, I got a question for chat, and I really want to know. I genuinely want to know. We're going to let Withers' thing play here, and I'm going to respond to that, and then I want to ask you guys the question.
Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me.
You probably played Assassin's Creed Rogue. Anyways, I won't be here for much longer. Got some things to do.
I don't know.
Just listening to the stream as I work on a project.
Oh, as you work on a project, is it with numbers? 17, 42, 3/4, fucking 762, stop sign, shoehorn, digga, 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 digga. I don't know. I'm just trying to fuck with Wither. But I do have a question here for the person who was about the Rangers. Actually, everybody. If you walk into a room and one person is a Ranger and the other one does CrossFit, who tells you about their personality first? I just want to know. Do they both just scream it at you at the same time? I'm just genuinely curious. Look, this is the thing. When someone's like, I'm special forces, there's probably a fucking slightly greater than 0% chance that is actually fucking true. I've met those guys. Really? Oh, someone said the vegan. That's great.
Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me.
You messed me up.
Got you, Wither. Hey, Wither, look at the screen. Fucking 10, 12, I don't know what part messed you up. CrossFit, everyone's at the CrossFit. Here's the thing, and this is what I've learned, at least in my experience. If someone says, I'm a SEAL, or I'm a Ranger, or I'm Delta Force, first off, if they say they're Delta Force and they're not like 60 years old, they're full of shit. Just first and foremost. But, Rangers, if someone tells you they're a Ranger, there's probably a pretty good chance they're actually a Ranger. Rangers are fucking narcissists. They're good at what they do. Like, I'm not talking shit about how they operate on the battlefield. Very good at what they do. Completely fucking full of themselves. All of them. Did I quote Peanut? I did, didn't I? Love this channel for real. Thank you so much, Eric. I appreciate being here. The vegan, I was typing it. Kudos. Bro. Yeah, look at Matt Best. That's fair. That's. I've never met Matt. I used to love Matt's videos. I mean, he was one of the OGs. I don't think he does a whole lot aside from like commercials and stuff anymore. But I mean, the guy's earned it. Are the Rangers equivalent of Scout is that Titanfall 2 or is that Team Fortress 2? I'm unfamiliar with Team Fortress, and I'm not familiar with what a Scout might be in Titanfall. Favorite missile? Ooh. Oh, Overdox, did I miss a question? I'm sorry, hold on. What was your question? Oh, the 437 drone? No, I have not. I have not heard of the 437 drone. Yeah, I was... Or wait, Overdrox? Did I miss? Hold on, I'm trying to see if I missed one. I scrolled all the way up. I didn't see one from you. I'm sorry. Good nerds are gay. Favorite missile? Oh god, that's a tough one. So, when it comes to just like sheer shock and awe, I really like the Sprint. But The Sprint is also one of the ugliest missiles that has ever existed. It looks like you grab a 5-year-old and be like, draw a missile. Okay. And they pretty much make a cone with fins on it. That's the Sprint missile. That's what it looks like. If you've never Googled it, just Google the Sprint missile or the Nike X. It's ugly as sin. Really cool, though, but just ugly as shit. When it comes to, like, aesthetics, how a missile looks, I don't know. There's something to be said about a Trident II. It's this giant, bulky, blunt thing bursting out of the ocean that carries the apocalypse on board. There's something cool about that. God damn it, Jeff. You almost choked on an ice cube. He had a bowl of chromosomes for breakfast. Yes, I chew ice. AIM-9X Hellfire. Shut up, weapons. What, you're getting out the POCs are open anytime soon. I'm sure we all got stuff to send you. Congrats on a job well done. Yeah, once I get to my kind of forever home and I get settled in there, because like right now, I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I have to drive to my house in New Mexico, sleep overnight, hop on a plane, go to DC. That's what I'm looking at right now. Someone at my mental health clinic. Great way to open a comment right there, by the way. Just awesome. Complimented my Thrive Under Chaos shirt. That's awesome. I've been wearing my I was ordered to be here. I was actually wearing it while I mowed the grass today. You know why? Because my wife ordered me to mow the grass. Doesn't just count for military stuff. If you have a spouse that tells you what to do, Daddy Rob, what is up?
I'd intercept me.
You script your shows. Tremors sucked. Can't we withdraw US forces from Europe? We can have them back in 12 hours if attacked, right?
Okay, there's a lot of questions there. I don't really script my shows. I just I have a couple of stories written down and I bounce through the stories however it kind of like comes together in my head. Tremors sucked. That's an incorrect statement. Can't we withdraw US forces from Europe? Yes, we could. The 12 hours, not so much. So here's the difference. Can we get them there in that short of amount of time? Yes, absolutely. We can get them there. Can they be fully set up, dug in, and prepared to defend a location? Not within that amount of time. So a unit that has been there longer will always be better suited to defend an area than a unit who just got there. Does that make sense? So yes, we could. Real men need ice to show their power. That's fair. JTF2 Dog Walks Delta. What? I better listen to Mrs. AWACS. Absolutely, 100%. Genuine question. Why didn't the Navy get the Space Force branch when we can make some changes to current ships? So, believe it or not, in my opinion, space breaking off and becoming their own thing made a lot of sense to me. Because working in the space domain is so incredibly difficult, got so many more variables. So like Army Air Defense used to be a part of Space Command. I guess we still are in some capacity. But having the Air Force take that over, probably a smarter thing to do than giving it to the Army. Frankly, I wish the Air Force would take air defense. I really do. You guys would stop being afraid of these systems. Concept of a logistical system fully underway for a non-provisional patent. No shit. Bro, Gunfox. After it's out and like, especially if you get any government contracts, bro, give me the deets. First time checking the live stream. I'm an hour south of DC. Yeah, oh, sorry. Somebody asked what I was going to DC for. The Army birthday. If you guys are unaware, the unsub guys, me, and a few other people are all going to be there for the Army's 250th. Gonna party like it's 1776. We're gonna go just, you know what? How far is Boston from DC? I'm gonna go throw some fucking tea in the harbor. I know those two like things are not, within, around the same time, but I don't care. We're doing it anyways. COD Infinite Warfare. I would hope not. I sent you a picture of Franklin stealing a box truck. Where did you send that to me? Just one of those days. Hi, HLC. Think you might have known my brother. The one I said is a striker trainer. Maybe? I don't have a lot of time on... Like, I've been around strikers. I was in a striker when I went back to Afghanistan, but they just kind of dropped me off somewhere. Because they don't have rockets. Yeah, they do. Wait till the Raytheon kill vehicle's backpack to Starlink. I feel like everyone right now realizes, like all the big players realize that space is like the next domain you need to control. Like first it was, I mean, if you go back in history, it was you wanted dominance on the battlefield. Okay. Then you wanted sea dominance. And sea dominance was incredibly important because that opens up logistical lines across the entire planet. Yes. Then you wanted air dominance because air became a new kind of fucking depth of attack. And air power completely changed how we fight wars. And I feel like space is going to be next on that list.
Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me.
I will not be coming up to you during the army birthday.
Wither, if you are there and you don't say some shit to me, we're going to fight, Wither. Wolfram is correct. 5 domains: land, sea, air, space, and cyber. Cyber is, I will admit, at least in my personal opinion, and now granted, I have, and I want to preface this with my experience in this field is incredibly limited. I feel like with the number of cyber attacks that have taken place all over the world, I feel like the US is a little behind. However, everyone that I've ever talked to in every job in the Army and the Navy and every job that I've talked to, they all practice working without power, without antennas, without everything. Like even me, I practice autonomous operations on my Patriot system. When you fight an Abrams main battle tank, you do manual engagements where you're literally just hand cranking the fucking the turret, which you can hand crank an Abrams turret. It was a good way to punish a soldier back in the day. Just make them turn that thing around like 3 times. Like you owe me 3 turns and they have to do a full 360. Their arm is dead a quarter of the way through the first one. But everyone that I've ever met does redundancies. So I think that's kind of softened that blow a little bit, but I don't know. So I'll be what? End war space laser event horizon. DUI. Definitely unauthorized intercepts. Jesus, Stuart. A random viewer. Hello, thank you so much. Don't drive any boats into any bridges. I'm going to try not to. That's going to be my goal. Oh, damn it. It did that thing where it just drops way down. I'm trying to stay on top of all these here. I'm not going to say I'm behind because I'm not. Closer and closer to having Eco AS. I'm unfamiliar with that. 1775, nerd. 76 is the country's 250th. Yeah, you're right, Mad Murph. The Army's birthday is June 14th, 1775. It's the Army's 250th. Come at me, bro. No, I'm just kidding. It's all good, Mad Murph. Do you think you'll ever upload your streams to Pepperbox after? It might have been you. Somebody else mentioned that, and I got to talk with Jake to see if that's even like something they would entertain so that people could watch my live streams after the fact without like any advertisements and stuff. So I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I don't know like what that would take. Wither!
Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me.
Okay, I have to go. So I can concentrate on my work. But I might come to you, we will see.
Wither, if you don't approach me and say, hey, I'm Wither, while the next time you see me, there's nothing I can do. You have all the cards right now, and I'm going to just be totally frank with you. LaRue, I will get back to you on that. Actually, let me go ahead and respond to him real quick. Will the US be Halo or Warhammer 40k? I feel like we're more Warhammer-ish. I really do. Sorry. Opinion on Saudi Arabia investing $600 billion in Qatar buying 200 plus Boeing wide-body jets. I work for Boeing, so it's a huge win for us, but you ever covered these topics? So I haven't looked into those topics because I'm trying to figure out like what the circumstances are. Were these things, so I try not to take these things at face value. I want to figure out like, were these deals already previously signed? Were these deals already prepared? Were these deals already ready? I don't know. Hello from Maine. I went to pass through Bangor a couple times. I know how to say it right. When you were in the Navy, you kept anything that you were issued. It was all mine. Why does the Army want your stuff back? Because the Army, I don't know, man. I wish I had a better answer for you. They always want your stuff back. Can I put Grandpa Buff in my head like Master Chief and Cortana? You and me both. That would be hilarious. What weigh 10 tons turret? 12? I think you're asking like how much does an Abrams turret weigh? A lot more than 12 tons. An Abrams itself weighs about 70 tons, 72 depending on the model. Most of that weight, from what I understand, it's been a while since I've been on them, is actually in the turret. Most of it. I mean, the hull has some weight, don't get me wrong, but most of that weight is in the turret. I might be able to see my main project at White Sands 4 to 6 years, but yes, I will. Once I get the NPA, I can. I like it, Gunfox. I'm here for it. Please boop HLC. Wither, you will be the only person I give explicit permission to boop me. His name is B. Garcia. I posted how you might know him earlier. Oh, I'm sorry. He was 10th Mountain at the same time I was in 122. I'm trying to remember if I ever rubbed elbows with 10th Mountain. Because we ripped out with 82nd. Like when I got to Afghanistan, it was 82nd that we ripped out with, and then 3rd Brigade, 4th ID ripped out with us. And I was over in 1st Brigade, 4th ID. Keep trying to get people to react to you, especially Europeans. Thank you so much, Patriotic Z. Trying to get people to react to me? I don't know, man. Like, I don't get me wrong. Is it a little narcissistic that I actually enjoy watching some of the reactions to my content? Because, like, I love making people smile and laugh. I love it. When I get to see that in real time, I love it so much more. Listen, Army, I cannot be there for 250. If y'all don't go hard... Life ending night. Got it, supporting cast. We're going to go hard. I might be meeting some people. I don't know. Some important people. So that's... How often do they change the barrels for them? For what? For like a tank? You said about 28 tons or so? See, Kilo 19 knows. The barrel on I never change the barrel. Does it happen? Yes. But when you do like your deep maintenance and stuff like that, they send like a camera down the barrel that like looks, and if there's any hairline cracks, that's when you got to swap it out. And then they have this really cool like hydraulic jack thing where they check the recoil spring in your Abrams. It's now before anyone's like it's hydraulic. Yes, but there's also a retaining spring right in front of the breech block. There's a giant fucking spring in there, and then it's filled with hydraulic, so that way when the tank fires and then it goes forward back into battery, they depress it and make sure that it goes back at the right speed and stuff. I've done it like twice. I need to boop the fat electrician. I'm here for it. You lost your community leaderboard, engineer. Is my new home Roswell? No, I would never live in Roswell. Dude, Roswell it's a meth town. It's methed up. This is why I don't have any friends. Who would I exchange tisms with if you're unsubstreaming friends? Ooh. I like Brandon's tism. Now, Brandon, because the way I am, and he's so nonchalant about it, right? He's so nonchalant. He's so like, yeah, I like guns. Cool. And then someone asks him something about a gun, and he like, his brain just goes into the weeds. Eli too, kind of. And I like that. I don't know shit about guns. Like, I don't get me wrong. I like shooting them. I have some guns. I enjoy them. But again, I don't have Brandon's level of knowledge about firearms. I don't. But then Brandon asked me shit about missiles and how they fly and this and that. And I'm just like, oh yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Like it comes right off the cuff. And he's like, that's insane. So I think it would be a good trade to trade with Brandon. That's a great question, by the way. What's up with the new tank? You saw that on Pepperbox, did you? I don't know. Like, literally, while we were in that little kind of consensual episode, that was me finding out that I might be a part of that. I have no clue. Eli said that. I was like, this is what we're doing. And I was like, cool. Can you give me any details? He's like, no. All right, cool. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Very undemocratic. I haven't jumped back into Helldivers. I really should, but I haven't. I've been playing Roadcraft because it's just chill. I get to shut my brain off. But it's a steep learning curve. It's like the first mission is like, hey, this is your tutorial. You're like, oh, this isn't that bad. Second one is like, okay, we're going to go a little bit more in depth. This takes a little bit longer. And you're like, okay, let me pick the next one. The next one, everything is fucked. The whole map is destroyed, and it's like, you need to do this. And it's like all the way across the map. So you're like, okay, cool. Nothing is revealed. I'm going to just drive aimlessly until I hopefully get there or fall down a ravine or sink my truck into water. This is great. Planning on enlisting in reserves. Any air defense MOSs that'd be decent. So, from what I understand, I have met one 14 Echo, which is my MOS, reservist. He came through my class. Very nice guy. Very nice guy. I think he's the only one in the Army. So, I don't even know. I mean, maybe 14 Papa, because they're like short range air defense and you'll still get to mess with the Avenger. But other than that, I don't really know, man. This is fine. HLC falls off cliff. Bro, it's so intense. If I say Trunnion 3 times, Brandon will show up. I'll try it. I'll have to try it. Sounds like China wants to be intercepted. Ah, the great China. There's some jackass trying to mock my content. Always imitated, never recreated. I hope everybody out there, like, if somebody shows up and does this better than me, then I guess I'll go do something else or I'll keep it up. I don't know. But so like, I don't throw shade. I don't throw hate. There's other people out there, and like Chick-fil-A says, we didn't invent the chicken. We just perfected it. An army convoy hauling community equipment. Overlord, did you ask the same question twice, man? Yeah, no, that's very common. Or is my chat jacked up? Yeah, no, they every vehicle has its own gas card, so every vehicle has to have their own, like, they have to pay for the gas individually. Did you say this? I'm not, like, dude, I'm having the weirdest deja vu right now. We've been defending Super Earth. It's been like Bunker Hill for a week straight. You guys won? Ah, good job. Super Earth has been defended. I was deployed with 10th Mountain 11, 12, 13, 14. You were RC South or RC East during that time. You probably bumped into us. I was RC South 10, 11. So if you... Kandahar City, if you know where the ANCOP headquarters is, directly south of that. So if you go like south from the ANCOP headquarters, and then over to our east was the Dan District Center. Like where those intersect, That was Malajat. That's where I was. Finally caught a stream. What is up, Ryan? Roadcraft is time suck in a good way, and I've only gotten stuck once. So I pre-ordered it. I don't know if you did, and so I got the big dump truck with the tracks, and that has quickly become my scout vehicle. Although recently, so dude, I was playing Roadcraft earlier today, and it's like you got to get this stuff to this location so that way you can get it unlocked and you can have a garage there. And I was like, cool. The truck they give you, it's a mission truck. You have to drive it. It's not four-wheel drive. So I'm like, okay. So I try and go one way, get stuck. I respawn it back to the start point. I was like, okay, let's try this again. And I was like, I'm going to go a different direction. Maybe I'm not supposed to go that way. Went the different direction, got stuck, tried, getting myself out, got stuck. So I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to get my scout over there that has a winch, and I'm going to just go ahead and winch it up the hill. Almost sunk my scout twice getting it there, and then I get it there. I winch it up to the top of the hill, and it's like, cool, I'm on a downhill run. I'm just going to use momentum. So I'm driving this thing down the hill, and all of a sudden it gets to like a washed out area, and it's like, I'm going to just blast through it. I didn't. I got high centered on some boulders, so then I went and grabbed my my little scout truck, and I was trying for like 20 minutes to pull this thing over the rocks in every different direction, and it just wasn't moving, and I got mad. So then I went and got my dump truck with the tracks, and I drove it all the way across the fucking map, and then I just pushed it where it needed to go. I was like, I'm done. I'm done playing this game with this fucking thing. Don't throw shade. That's Buff's job. Buff's shadow throws trouble. I have a Buffalo teacher story I've been wanting to share 13 years ago. Manual, what I would do is check that the Gmail. Take the high road, hy@gmail.com, and that goes directly to the guys who are gathering all the information. Like manual, like dead serious. Make sure they get that information. If you tell it to me, I can say it secondhand, but they're going to do the same thing and be like, hey, we need to hear it from this individual. Avoid shore ride. They pretend they're infantry sincerely. How's the knees in the back there, Nathan? Yeah, I know they sent you to Airborne school. They're like, you're air defense infantry. Am I eligible for a medicinal Stinger missile? I would love to. From Podunk, Kentucky. You guys just had some real bad storms come through, man. I'm glad you're doing okay. Buffs throw shade and leave shadows for the next few decades. I like it. Did I know a Staff Sergeant B. Garcia? I did not. I knew a lot of Garcias, but I'm not familiar with that one. I did that to start a conversation. I don't think... Hold on. I did that to start a conversation. I don't think I don't like... Oh, sorry. I was trying to read like what was going on. Did weapons... He's so mean. Did he delete your comment? I'm so sorry. Didn't the Kandahar have the poo explosion in 10? So I was only at Kandahar Airfield for 2 weeks when I started my deployment. 3 days going to and from R&R, and then for about a week at the end of my deployment. That's the only time I was at Kandahar Airfield. So they might have had one. I like that track dump truck. Bro, it gets the job done. God, yeah, dude. I finally unlocked the stump grinder. I haven't gotten that far yet. So, where, like, as you're going through, like, the first mission, it has the big map, and you pick this one, and then it splits. I picked the bottom one. And I'm playing with a friend of mine. Great thing about this game that I love is he picked the top one, and as long as I play with his game, it'll overwrite. So, like, I'm completing the top one as well, because I'm a completionist. So... that's really cool. And then the top one is equally as bad, if not worse. The weird thing was one guy paying with the same card for everyone. Oh. That's a little different. But maybe he has to record how much goes into each vehicle. You had a tornado warning this morning, man? Oof. Oh, no, you're good. You're good, story time. This is for Grandpa Buff, Franklin and the kid.
I know. I've been trying to tell him for fucking weeks, man. Years. All they want to do is just stick me in here. And at least they gave me a raccoon to talk to. I could stop talking to myself.
I don't know. Need both replaced and have degen arthritis in the T-spine. Yep. You were airborne. I can tell you were airborne. You were definitely, like, there's a 100% chance you were airborne. So I don't know if you guys know this. I actually, and my wife will never let me, but I would love to jump out of an aircraft and do you know, not base jumping. I wouldn't do that. But skydiving. I would love to do that with a civilian parachute. Here's why. Okay. If I die with a government parachute, this is the first reason. There's several reasons, but this is the first reason. If I die with a government parachute, my family can't sue the government. If I die with a civilian parachute, my family can. Okay. Number 2. You can steer a civilian parachute. You can't, I mean, they tell you pull on the risers. You fucking can't. This is all secondhand, okay? Look, I'm not airborne. No, thank you. But a lot of my friends are, and they're like, no, they tell you pull the risers to steer, and it just doesn't work. So there's number 2. Number 3, when you do skydiving as a civilian, you pull the little fucking whatever the brakes, and you you come down nice and easy, and you kind of like run to a stop, or you can like land nice. It's so nice. Not a government parachute. Government parachutes are designed to take you from the plane to the ground as fast as possible without killing you. It's like 15 feet per second is the fall rate or something like that. I don't know. Somebody who's airborne, tell me what the T-11 fucking drop rate is. They're on T-11s now, I think. HLC, do I do any martial arts? No. Jesus, the supporting cast. Are you? What are you preparing for? You're breeding police dogs and like you're doing fighting. No, I don't do any martial arts. I never really did like martial arts or sports. I was a band geek. So the one thing I do plan on getting back into when I have time is I would like to play my drums again. So I have a drum set at my house and I'm just looking forward to finally having enough room and space to play it again. Remember to like the stream. Don't forget to like, and I hate that. It's so fake. Like, okay. That is one thing from the inside looking out. Don't get me wrong. I understand the ratio of likes to views on a video pushes that video out into the algorithm, and that's why you guys are trying to do it, because you want to support me. Totally get that. But when people ask for it, like the only thing I've ever cared about is I just want to make you laugh. Just watch. Like that's really the only thing that really mattered to me. So when you hear people like, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and like, why? You're trying to force interaction, man. I can't stand that. It's just like, hey, just watch my videos. Hope you guys got a good laugh. Did I touch your drum set? I'm gonna put my nutsack on your drum set. Every time I mention a drum set, someone always quotes that damn movie. Close. Air Assault, 6 Mile Ruck Tuesday, 12 Mile Ruck every Thursday. Yep. So, for those of you who don't know the difference between Air Assault and Airborne, you learn how to fall down really, really well. Air Assault, you learn how to tie knots really, really well. That's about the only overlap. Like, the rest of it, you're still coming out of an aircraft faster than a human should, and it's still gonna hurt. I just demand them. Any guitar players in chat? Ooh. Yeah, you absolutely have to quote it. Everyone boycott Canadian bananas? Why? Keep up the Danger Dorito talk. I'll keep coming back. I'm learning to like that character. At first I was like, I don't know if I feel this, but after I've used that character a few times, I'm like, I kind of enjoy this. This is kind of a lot of fun. So the B2, definitely. I was at Painkilay off Highway 1 in Kandahar. I'm not... So, I mean, Highway 1, obviously, everyone was off of Route 1 in Afghanistan. There's the fucking Ring Road. That sounds about right. I lived in an Afghan dude's house for 7 months, so I feel you there. Were you part of the big push? Like, well, you were there in 11, so yeah, that was the big push. Like 10, 11 is when they just, President Obama was like, we're going to throw everything into this country and just finish this fight, and it didn't work. I like getting the thumbs up, sure. Also, you can not say Taiwan in Super Chats, for real? What's the famous saying I said on the podcast? What famous saying? Oh. Are you guys talking about the I shit now story? That, I did not realize how far, like now, anytime I post a video, let me put it to you this way. You guys on Pepperbox, you guys started posting I shit now so much that the group chat I have with all the kind of consensual guys, me, Rich, Eli, and Nick, Rich texts out of nowhere was like, why are so many people saying I shit now in the comments? Like, he hadn't seen the other podcast. And I kind of like briefly explained why. And Eli just put a bunch of fucking laughing emojis in chat. So, yeah. That whole I shit now story. Wait, we've seen, yes, the 117, I did it a long time ago. Before I even got to wide angle, I used the 117. What is up, DJ? DJ Ramen Noodles. Please see your last chat. What did hold on. I'm gonna try. Was it a super chat? Was it a regular chat? I'm sorry. There's so much going on. Hold on. I'm looking, DZ. My mouth is open like an idiot. It doesn't steer, it turns. That's fair. Talking about the T11s. I'm still looking for it. Can I talk? Wait, can you thank... I missed this one, DZ, and I'm so sorry, man. Can you thank you and Unsub for helping me with depression and PTSD and be more open with my humor, which has helped me score my fish, as you call your love. Congratulations, DZ. Here, I got some horns for you. Hold on. What else do I got? Nope, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. That does. Okay. Nope, that doesn't work. Man, I gotta really remap those buttons. Congratulations, DZ. Dude, that's awesome. And I'm like dead serious. I'm super glad that we could help you get through those hard times, man. Like that's I love making videos for people who are going through good times and people who just need a good laugh. But I really, really enjoy when someone who's having a rough time gets to see something that just kind of takes everything, away for a little while. And that means, yes, I'm very happy for you, man. Congratulations. I'm sorry, DZ, I that was my bad. Doing better than some therapists, bro. I'm far from it. Oh, he says Protocol 4. I want to show you guys what I got. I'm going to grab the bag as soon as he hears the crinkle. Yep, there it is. And today, we have a selection of smart bones. They are non-rawhide. By the way, don't feed your dogs rawhide. It fucks with their digestive system. They are twisted little bacon things. They're quite delicious. Can you guys see it? And you can see Knox's ears over my shoulder, or next to my arm. All right, come on up. Take it out. Take it nice. Oh, cut your nails out of my thigh. Come on, come here. Take it nice. Nice. Good boy. All right. All right, Raven Queen Shinobi, thank you so much. Never be sorry and thank you so much. You don't have to stop whole podcast, but much thanks. No, of course. DZ, I part of the reason, and I can't just say Switzerland is little European Tennessee. I now need to figure out why. But part of the reason, actually the main reason that I do these lives on Fridays is This is my one opportunity to safely, and it's not 99% of you are not the ones I need to be safe from. It's that 1% of just somebody who's either I personally haven't ran into anyone obsessive. Like that would be weird. Have you seen me? But anyways, but like obviously I irritate some people with you know my jokes, and I do this because this is my ability to interact with you guys. So I don't mind going back and trying to read something for you, man. But I'm very, very happy for you, DZ. That's awesome. Boop the snoot. Did he just inhale that and go back to a bed? Fat. You have squish face. No one's taking you serious with squish face. Knox. You see his ears? It's like, to the window! They're not going to go the other way. He's not going to the wall. Oh, man, I'm sorry. Did I ask the museum guy about the Hawk test off an aircraft carrier? By the way, launch your dogs all the way. Oh, we got a tango in chat. Careful. We're running a little low on crayons around here. No, I'm just kidding. No, I did not reach out to him about the Hawk off of an aircraft carrier. I need to check into that. There's, oh my God, build a Fort Knox for Knox. Let me see if I could go sandwich him in the other bed. I'm gonna go put the other bed on top of him. Stay, it's okay. Now, he's a sandwich. Did you say Oreo? I like it. Tail's going a mile a minute, bro. He loves the dad. He loves the dad. Let me see. Sorry to keep bugging you about this. It's okay, Freedom Fiend. Get me emails about the fusion plant in Virginia. I have not. Mrs. Linecrosser, we need to check those emails. I want to be sure I got the right address. I'm pretty sure you did. I'm almost positive. Mrs. Linecrosser, she's usually pretty good about getting that stuff to me, but she's also been very, very busy packing. Because, spoiler alert, she's leaving me. I mean, not like literally, but she's moving to our new house to finish up some last things for me. And then I'm going to go join her. But, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't pass the opportunity to fuck with you guys a little bit. I'm sorry. I wonder if she's watching this. She's gonna like get so mad at me. Extra thick Oreo? Yes, that's the ultra mega stuffed. Bro, don't scare us. Oh man. Just about 20 minutes ago I saw 2 F-15s. Ooh, I like it. Kozak, one of my mods just got mad at me. Where's the rat? Fritz is downstairs. My in-laws are visiting right now. So they're just helping to do some last minute things, and then yeah. But I'm kind of jealous you saw those 2 F-15s, Mario. That's one hot dog. Hold on. Let me. His Oreo top is falling off. Hold on. Just do this. No. Put your nose back there. Put your nose back there. Put your nose back there. Okay. Put your butt lip in. Good boy. Damn, it was perfect for a couple of seconds. Oh man. Rich is gonna bully me about what? No, it's okay, Sleeping Fugly, you're good. It's okay to steal your ex's dog if the dog likes you more than her asking for a friend. Well, I will tell you, My best buddy right there, that's sitting on the floor. I kind of stole him back from my ex-wife. We separated. I was overseas, so she took him, and I was like, you know, when we got him, her exact words were, "He's your dog," and I was like, "Cool, he is my dog." And because I was like, I don't even want to touch him. I don't even want to pet him. He's not my dog. Nope, I'm not going to show him any affection. She's like, "Well, he's yours," and I said, "Okay, fine." And so when we split up, I was like, you know, I'd like my dog back. She's like, "Well, no, he belongs to my daughter now," and I was like, okay. Her daughter already had another dog, 2 cats, a lizard, and like a fucking rabbit. And I was like, that's not going to happen. So I went to the local, I was on an Air Force base, and I got a letter of recommendation from a licensed clinical psychologist recommending the use of a service dog. And then I went on the ADA website and I registered Knox as my service animal. It's not the most morally right thing to do, but... And then when I went back, I showed up with my paperwork, and the police said, "Give the man his dog." So that's my best bud. That's my best bud in the whole wide world. Have I ever been in a 113? How much do I hate J boxes? In a 113, I have. I've never ridden in a 11. Have I? I know that when I was a tanker, our unit had 577s and 113s. But I don't know if I ever rode in a 113. I went and looked at them, but I don't think I ever rode in one. J-boxes, I think we have those inside the tanks too, and I've never had any issue with them. Oh, can't blame you, man. Good for you. That's my dude, man. That's my best bud. And Unsub helped me get through a rough 2 years. I started watching their videos, and my daughter spent 6 months in hospital. I'm so sorry to hear that, David. Oh, shit. I am incredibly... How do I word this? I'm incredibly humbled by the amount of support that I receive from people, and when I hear even awful stories like that, it gives me like it's crazy. Okay, and I'm trying not to be selfish here, but like you guys are even so like, you know, hey man, if you need time, take time. I've slowed down on the videos a little bit just because I literally don't have any time right now, and it's funny you say that. And even my wife is like, you know, she's like, you know, you can slow down. You're running yourself ragged, and I'm like, I want to, but like I worry that like, what if I'm what's helping somebody through something? I can't quit on them. I can't do that. I don't know. Maybe it's just a fucking weird thing in my brain. I don't know, and maybe I'm thinking about it the wrong way, but I'm so sorry you went through that, David. I can't even imagine what you went through. Dude, I'm so glad that you're here with us, and I know your daughter would be happy with what you're doing with your life, David. I don't know much. I don't know anything about you. I had never met your daughter. God rest her soul. But I know that she would want her dad to you know, keep trucking and not quit. So very, very happy that you're here and you're keeping your head up, man. You're a 5'11" Irish German American Marine. Your grand escaped Hitler? Holy shit. You're 5'11", you're tall. Always look forward to your streams. Just recently realized I live 2 miles from an old Nike missile base. Really? Bro, I'm trying. So for those of you who watch like on what is it? Pepperbox, Habitually Fat, I'm trying to get into a Titan missile silo. We'll see. Don't know how well it's going to go, but yeah. Sorry to give you a heart attack, Raven. U.S. Marine checking in here. Been following the BPS situation. So I don't know if there's any updates, but I can tell you right now. How do I word this? I want to word this as ambiguous as I can, but people in extremely powerful positions in the United States are about to get a first-hand account of the details of that case and can do with that information what they choose. I'll just leave it like that. Dear God, man. Sorry, Sleeping Fugly. He is my best Oreo. He smells like buttfoot, but I wouldn't have him any other way. Yeah, you know I was talking about you. No, I did not know the Navy has intercepted 500 boats. Let me put that in my notes. I want to read into that because there's jokes to be made there. I got my dog, man. That's my best buddy. And 113 is brain damage. I mean, I don't know how bad. So people, it's funny. I don't know about the 113s. I don't know about the Bradleys. Never rode in them. But I will tell you, an Abrams, it's like a fucking Cadillac. Vertically. Like it's smooth. Washboard roads, I mean, they're not bad at all. You get a little vibration when you get up to higher speeds from the trackpad slapping the ground. But other than that, nice. The jostling and painful part is when someone hits the brakes too hard. Because for those of you who are unaware, an Abrams main battle tank is governed at 42 miles an hour. I don't know why they picked 42. Someone said that, like, I've heard somewhere that, like, the tracks come apart at, like, 45. I don't know. But 42 miles an hour. And an Abrams on pavement can go from 42 to 0 in 10 feet. Because that's how much friction and contact there is with the ground. So imagine 72 tons stopping in 10 feet with you and your friends inside and no seatbelts. It's a little painful. Did some volunteer work with the USS Midway. Ooh, kind of jealous. 2 F8s and an F4. I feel like, so I've never seen a Tomcat in person. I was just reading your comment here, Callan. I've never seen a Tomcat in person, but I feel like, just from what I've seen in pictures, I feel like a Tomcat is a long bird. Like, I feel like it's a fucking lengthy bird. I don't know. I think I've seen an F-18 in person. I feel like an F-16 is just like I feel like a 16 is just a small little thing. I've never seen a 16 in person. I've seen a 22. It was longer and lower than I expected. Test, Taiwan as a country. Shark, thank you so much. Do I see any tactical advantage or logic in an electrical tank? Or an electric tank? Yes, however, the drawbacks do not outweigh the benefits. The potential benefits of having an electric tank, everyone always brings up noise. It weighs a shit ton. I don't know if you know this, but when an Abrams drives by, you can feel the ground shake. Like, I'm not exaggerating. You can literally, like, you feel each trackpad hit the fucking ground. The main benefit is thermal shrouding. Many countries nowadays, because of the prevalence of thermal sights, you'll see a thermal shroud on the gun. You'll see a thermal, like their exhaust is some kind of thermal shroud. The problem is an Abrams is a fucking Honeywell 1500 gas turbine engine. So there's a lot of thermal there. So thermal shrouding would probably be much easier on an electric tank. Downside, range, the cook-off of lithium-ion batteries. The drawbacks outweigh the benefits, at least for me, from a tactical perspective. I'm built like a 113, short and fat. It's a toaster with tracks. It's really what it is. Coast Guard be helping now too. They got a chance to shine. Really? I get, like, everyone in the military gives a lot of shit to the Coast Guard. But after seeing the Titan submersible situation, which, by the way, there's a new documentary out about it. The wife and I watched it last night. It's called Implosion. It's on Discovery Plus. Discovery Plus is like my TISM. It's everything that I really want. Like, I want to get rid of everything else. And I'm not advertising. I'm not promoting. I love documentaries. I fucking love documentaries. So Discovery Plus, fucking top notch. The documentaries that Disney has are trash. Like, they have Nat Geo. Why are all the Nat Geo documentaries shit? They're garbage. But anyways, but yeah, after seeing the Coast Guard perform in that deep of water doing that, I was really impressed. Do I ever hear about the Iranian Tomcats that were retrofitted to carry surface-to-air missiles? They put Hawk missiles on a Tomcat in Iran? I'm going to have to look into that. I did not know that was a thing. Balatro deck? I'm unfamiliar with what you're talking about, engineer. I'm so sorry. Hornet is small? Really? Tomcat's huge? Viper's small? 14's a big bitch. I love how everyone's just like, yeah, no, the 14's fucking huge. But that swept wing, the folding wings or whatever, like, oh god, that's so. Why did we get away from that? That was so cool. Why did we stop doing that? I asked Rich on Twitter, but figured I'd ask you too. What is the dumbest thing a private has done in your time in the Army? Me running naked in rain. Oh shit. Dumbest thing. Ooh. Is that the dumbest? Yeah, that's pretty dumb. So I had a kid. This kid was going to do well. He really was. Unfortunately, he had two things working against him. He was both stupid and lazy. Okay? I'm a big fan of like, I'm going to push you and see what your potential is. So I pushed this kid and he responded well. And he was going to go to the board. He had a seizure. I was under investigation because they said it was my fault. It wasn't. He went on Facebook and said that I was there like smoking him for like 2 hours. After the investigation, dude was in there for 12 minutes, okay? And he was in there with everybody else. And they said I turned off the air conditioning. If you've ever been in a government building, you don't have access to shut that shit off. DPW is the only people who can adjust the air conditioning. But I digress. They screwed up that morning. I was correctively training them, which most of it was just them sitting in the front leaning rest position and me lecturing him, but it's not part of, not really important. Anyways. So the kid, I was like, hey, you got to go do your mock board. You know, it's an ass chewing. Kid had to do some push-ups. Life goes on. He walks right outside the room, collapses. So I get a call, like literally, as soon as I close the door and I'm dealing with these other two idiots, it's like, hey, Sergeant Long. Okay, I open the door. Kid's having a seizure. Okay. Everyone's freaking out, so I'm like, all right. Fucking. So I put him in the recovery position, just kind of hold him steady, make sure he doesn't thrash against anything, loosen up his boots, loosen up his pants. Like, it's a seizure. You just really have to wait for it to end. There's not much else you can do. I was like, hey, you go call the EMTs, you grab his packet, get ready to notify his wife when he's transported by the EMTs, and you, because we were in a secure building, I was like, you go stand by the door and wait for the EMTs to get here. Boom. So I'm just like supporting this kid. Had a seizure. His wife hated my guts, but it's okay. She's fat and stupid too. Anyways, he's out of the military now. Partially because of this. So he went, had a seizure, and got transported, and then his wife fucking lost it. Was like tagging the CG on Facebook that I was just this evil monster and all these other things. So my commander was like, hey, give him some space. Stay out of his way. We got to do this investigation. I was like, okay, I didn't do anything wrong. Do the investigation. Cool. Investigating officer came through. I gave him my sworn statement. He took sworn statements from everybody else. I was like, cool, whatever. I know I didn't do anything wrong, so we'll just let this ride. Well, during this investigation, this kid, who still belonged to me, I was like, hey man, when are you coming back to work? He was like, doctor says I'm not released yet. I was like, okay. And I had to leave it at that. Cool. 37 days go by. Hey man, when are you coming back to work? Doctor says I'm not released yet. Cool. Hadn't been to work for 37 days. My commander, I don't know if you know this, but a commander can actually break through HIPAA. I don't know if you, like, if you're in the military, first sergeant can't, nobody else can. A commander can literally call the doctor and be like, what is going on with the soldier? And the doctor is obligated to tell that commander what the fuck is going on. Commander calls him and they were like, he was returned to duty the next day. And so commander calls me in and was like, get your kid here now. And I was like, cool, roger that, sir. Call the kid in. Commander proceeds to give him the fucking third degree. Was like, Sergeant Long was acting in a way that I instructed him to, and you took advantage of that, blah, 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 like fucking going off on him. And so Commander gave him a chance. Commander was gonna do him a solid, was like, look, we can either give you an Article 15 for pretty much being AWOL for this long, or you can do a DA-31, backdate it, and we're going to take the leave away from you. Kid's like, I'll do the DA-31, which I would have too. Much easier choice. And he's like, Sergeant Long, make sure I have that DA-31 by the end of the day, which is leave form. Cool, roger that. Later on that day, I'm like, hey man, you can't go home until I get that DA-31. I need that so I can get it over to the commander. He can sign it and deduct your leave days. Kid goes, Sergeant, before I do that, I really want to go talk to legal. And I was like, okay. So I was like, hey, platoon sergeant, he wants to go talk to legal. Platoon sergeant goes, Sergeant Long, let's go talk to the commander. All right, cool. Go to the commander's office. I was like, hey, he wants to go talk to legal. And he's like, cool, bet, bring him in. And he's like, all right, now you're being recommended for Article 15 by Sergeant Long. He's like, and guess what? You can go to legal when you're being processed and tell them everything that I just did. Tell them that I gave you a chance. Tell them that you wanted to fucking fart around because you think the rules don't apply to you. And this kid, yeah, he got his Article 15. Well, part of it. Everything got suspended because he gave a sob story to a fucking CG. Yeah. But yeah, that was probably the dumbest thing a soldier's ever done. Like, it's a bit of a long story. Sorry, I got way behind there, but yeah. And Article 15 is non-judiciary punishment. It is a commander that can, if it's company grade, there's three types of Article 15. Summarized, company grade, and field grade. Summarized is the lowest. It's like 7 days of extra duty, 7 days of restriction to the installation, and that's pretty much it. Company grade is 14 and 14. Extra duty and restriction to the installation. They could also, if you're E3 and below, they can take 1 rank and reduce and revoke 1/2 month's pay for 2 months is what it is. So like it's only a 1/2 month, but you'll get half of your paycheck 1 month and half of your paycheck the next month. Now, field grade is 45 days extra duty, 45 days restriction to the installation, loss of rank. If you're E5, they can bump you to E4, or any other NCO ranks, they can bump you down 1. But if you're an E4, they can take you down to E1, and then they can give you, they can take away 1 month of pay for 2 months. It's, yeah. Hush up, Wolfram. V280 Valor should be the Mr. Leahy Trailer Park Boys. Leahy? Oh, sorry. I can't read. Great drunken kills. Bro, I gotta be careful, DZ, because the last time I made fun of the Osprey, Osprey people came at me. Look, I love you airplane people, and I say you airplane people because most of y'all in my chat are airplane people, but most of you airplane people, you're also feral. And every airplane person has the aircraft that they love. For example, every time someone in chat speaks poorly about the A-10, weapons, Tism goes fucking ham, and he thinks of every statistic that can prove how great of an aircraft that is right off the cuff. Like, that's the way he is. Don't you ever insult my submarine. Ah, well, that's fine. Kozak, were you know, I never asked you, Kozak, were you on Seawolf, Virginia, or Iowa? Which one were you? Or Los Angeles, sorry, not Virginia. Los Angeles class. Which one were you? I'm not feral, I'm Canadian. F-14 is a huge bird. The MiG-23 had variable swept wing? I did not know that. I want to see what Dr. Kozak says. And don't you forget it. 104, you should convince Nick to do a video on. Which one? The fact he had to think. No, I mean, there's always the dumb stuff that soldiers do. You know, I've had soldiers call me because they were TDY, temporary duty. They were somewhere else, and their wife drove without a license and was stopped at the gate and not allowed to enter. And I had to go pick up their wife from the MP station. Yeah, I had to do that. I mean, fatalities, I've had those. One guy, I mean, if you watch the episode of Man vs. Morning, I had one get a manslaughter charge, do 42 months in Leavenworth. He's probably out by now. I've had some stuff. Balto is cracking. Balatro is cracking video game form. You'll never recover. I don't know, man. I play Star Citizen, But until they get the cargo working and the mining works, but being able to spawn your ship and spawn cargo onto the fucking thing are not. The only U.S. military units to fight in Russia. Who? What? Can anyone weigh in on the Marines not having tanks? Absolutely 100% not a fan. I can understand why the Marines got rid of their tanks. Oh, and this is going to hurt being a former tanker. Tanks aren't as much of a game changer on the battlefield as they once were. And here's why. The modernization of anti-tank weaponry has come a long way. When previously a tank cruising through the streets of Berlin could be used as mobile cover for infantrymen, now, in an urban environment, a tank is a very weak position to be in. So from that aspect, I can understand the Marines, whose sole purpose in life is to be an expeditionary force, move quick, get in there, get the job done, and get out, not wanting to lunk around a 70-ton target. So I can understand that from a tactical perspective. I also really like tanks. So I see it both ways. The 339th Infantry Regiment, the Polar Bears. I have not heard of the Polar Bears. I now need to look into that and tell Nick all about it. Saw a Tomcat. God damn it, it did that thing again. Saw a Tomcat in the Intrepid Museum in New York City when I was 13. Everyone has that thing that just sends them into military planes. Wasn't there talks upgrading the Abrams with ground-to-air capabilities? Yes, for a short period of time. I don't think it ever came to fruition. If Franklin figures out time travel and sends a kid back in time, he's going to look like fucking Post Malone with the amount of kill insignia all over him. I'm waiting. I'm looking for one from Dr. Kozak. Did he? Hi. Kozak, I feel like you would have, I would have remembered that you were on a quite literal apocalypse. For those of you who don't know, Ohio-class submarines out of the United States have 24 tubes. They're only allowed to have 20 of them active at any given time. Each of those tubes is capable of holding a Trident II, or is it 5 Tomahawks? I don't know the number of Tomahawks off the top of my head. But a Trident II also has up to 12 MIRV warheads. So from one Ohio-class submarine, you could have, was it 240, 270 warheads? I don't math in public. I did the math for my video. I don't remember the number off the top of my head. That's a lot of fucking warheads. And that's one ship. We have 14 of those. We have 18 Ohios total, but 4 of them are strictly for cruise missiles. The other 14 are nuclear. HLC fixed wing or rotary wing will eventually be falling scrap. You know, you're not wrong, especially when it comes to the kid. Rotary wing, you know what I found out recently, and I got to look into it more. I got a friend who's really into the tism of aircraft. And he was explaining that the Army was invited to do war games with the U.S. Air Force. Because the Air Force needed to practice fighting rotary wings. And he explained to me the whole tactics they did. And apparently, the Apache fucking rocks the F-16, destroys them just because of its hover behind defilade capability. Because the F-16 has to get around and over and is tracked by the Apache the entire time. The Apache can literally pop up, shoot, and then pop back down for guidance. When the F-16 goes to counterfire, it can stay behind the defilade and move, and if the F-16 comes around and gets in behind it, it just pops over and does the exact same thing on the other side. I never thought about that capability from a rotary wing. I was like, that's really fucking smart. Huh. The World Ender. Yes, that's what an Ohio class is. Swing wing jets are maintenance hogs. Ah, that's fair. That's fair. No Soviet bomber, no need for the Tomcat. That's a solid thing. The 111 took 40% of the budget? Ugh. Army strong, not army smart. Don't you... Wolfram, you cannot use what weapons uses on me, you son of a bitch, you Canadian bastard. Still love you. What do I think the US should have gone with a bullpup platform instead of conventional platform? Are you talking about for, like, firearms? From what I've never fired a bullpup, okay? A bullpup design rifle, never fired one. However, the ones that are issued to the British military, I'm told, are notoriously unreliable. I don't know if that's all bullpups or if that's just theirs. I have no idea, but I was told that those things, and this is from the Brits, they're like, these things are giant piles of shit. Which is strange because I feel like they could get ARs for like pennies from the United States. We have so many of them. Like, we have a ton of ARs. You got accepted into PA school yesterday after 3 years. Congratulations, Caleb. That's what's up, dude. Am I going to the Kirtland Air Force Base Air Fiesta? I did not know they had an Air Fiesta up there. That sounds really cool. That sounds like an air show while I'm eating tacos. And those are both things that I really enjoy. You're part of the Artistic Army Air Corps? I love it. Thoughts on variable swept wings with a fan in wing and VTOL? It was tested? They had a fan in the wing and VTOL on a swept wing design? That's just like they're doing too much. They did that? I like a variable swept wing. Don't know how I feel about the fan in wing. Huh. Israel likes bullpups. I don't... Apache making good use of that longbow? Yeah. That's, again, this is... I gotta look into it more, but I really want to see if... Because that's something that I really haven't considered. Like, in my brain, immediately, I'm like, okay, fixed wing based off of speed, range, and altitude capabilities is gonna dominate a rotary wing. And I never would have thought of, like, doing that and using... Because when I did that video about notching a radar, notching an aircraft radar is relatively easy because the filters have to be turned so far up. When I say filters, I'm like, okay, a radar sees this many things. Well, it has to be this size. It has to be moving at this speed, a minimum. Now that speed is a relative speed. Oh God, we're going into radar theory. Okay. If your aircraft is doing fucking 200 knots and you detect another aircraft closing with you and that aircraft is only doing 40 knots, how low or high does your threshold have to be turned to so that it's not picking up cars and stuff on the ground, but it's still going to pick up that incoming aircraft and display it to the operator? Yeah, so the filters have to be turned up a whole lot more. Surface-based radars or sea radars don't move as fast. Like, my radar can't move and radiate at the same time. SPX and other shit can't. But like mine, my filters can be turned way down. Literally, if I configure my system correctly, you can detect cars on a highway. You can. It's kind of frowned upon, but you can look at them like, there's a car. Cool. But yeah. So when I say like notching and stuff, it's easier to do it to an aircraft. So unless they have rotary wing description... Oh, now I'm getting way too far in the weeds on radar. We're going to leave that alone, because I don't know what I can say there. Check out Knox. Oh, God. Guys, my s'more, it overflowed. I love that. That's so... I need to take a picture of that. I'm going to just do it real calm, real nonchalant. I'm going to just do it real... If I turn towards him, he'll panic. There we go. Nailed it. Nailed it. Did I know that the F-117, according to Wikipedia, we have 4 still in use of the F-117. Now, according to what other pages on the internet say, aside from Wikipedia, those 4 are operated by certain 3-letter agencies. That's all I know about it. Bronco was a good platform? Facts. OG Bronco. Challengers beat Abrams hands down. Okay, hold on. Timeout. Rewind. Graham, you fucking British spelling name for Graham. Graham. Beating is arbitrary, okay? I will admit, the Challenger excels in survivability. The Challenger has a better survival rating. Absolutely. They have the exact same gun. They have the exact same, like, targeting capability and range. They can both penetrate each other. That came out weird. Fuck it, we're gonna send it. The Challenger is a lot more survivable, but the Abrams has a couple of things to its advantage. From what I remember off the top of my head, you're probably going to Google this and tell me if I'm wrong. I think the Abrams is a little bit faster, needs more fuel, that's for damn sure, but also the Abrams is way more produced. So 1v1 might be Chally. I mean, I'll give you that one. Country v country, those Challys are going to be heavily outnumbered and just get rocked. Plus, that tow missile off the Bradley, it fucks. The tow missile fucks. I gotta give credit where credit's due. You know, game recognizes game. I was a tanker. We didn't get along with the 19 Deltas, the Cav Scouts, but that tow missile, it puts in work. I can't even be mad. It's a really good missile. That's like someone, you know, an infantryman saying Javelin is garbage. No, a Javelin is a great missile, and it's really effective. Game recognizes game. The L-85 is just a shitty weapon. Based on FAMAS, AUG, MDRX. You were talking of small arms platforms. What do you mean, like... Okay, you were talking small arms platforms. I have no experience with bullpups. I guess, you know what? Someone want to clip this? Brandon Herrera. I'll text him. I want to go shoot a bullpup of something, but I'm left-handed, so we got to figure that out. I think part of the reason, the main reason the U.S. went with not a bullpup design is because they're ambidextrous. You don't have to have a specially designed weapon. And I mean, you can fire an AR left-handed or right-handed, doesn't matter. I will say, however, from first-hand experience, an M60 is not ambidextrous and will, in fact, burn the living shit out of your neck if you're left-handed. PKM, not bad. Bar, a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Saw ejects right into your face. Like, I mean, you're going to be ripping. Just hold that trigger. You're going to be ripping. You're just not going to see anything because your face is going to be full of carbon and gas. Like, there's nothing. Wolfram calling me unclean. Fuck you, Wolfram. In Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, there's a jet called the F-52. Really? I know that there was what is it? There was a concept for a stealth Tomcat. You can kind of see some of it, and it's good. It's good. Not same gun. Challenger's gun are rifled. Are you sure? Maybe I'm thinking the Chally 3. Hold on. You're correct. It's a unique feature among modern NATO tanks, which generally use smoothbore guns. You're correct. I stand corrected. I will shut the fuck up. I learned something. I mean, they're both 120 though. M7 beat out a bullpup for acceptance. People try both, seem to like the bullpup more. Oh, is the new ammo type the bullpup was using? Is it the plastic shells or the composite shells? I was told good things about those, but you couldn't reload them, and people were mad about that. And it's like, fucking collect them and melt them down into new ones. It's what we do with the rest of the shit. I have heard a lot of horror stories about the M7. Never fired it. Have I ever heard of the KFC missile? No. How's it going? The odd one out. It's going good. I'm just trying to, get out of the army. But we're trying. What do weapons say? Oh, someone said something about weapons. There's someone said something about the A10. Weapons is getting spicy. Hell, A10 has a better data link than the F-22 for the longest time. Hold on. It's probably true. I'm not going to lie. Okay, so this is the thing, though. The A10, hold on. You're saying the A10C. There's no other variants of the F-22. It's literally the F-22. Still has better air-to-ground targeting? Yeah, no, the F-22 is definitely just air dominance. Do the damn buff voice? Do the roar. No! I gotta be able to hear myself.
So what do you want to hear from Grandpa Buff? We just talking about a bunch of weird stuff? Oh, this card right here has all of my board.
Actually, it's pictures of my buddy's wedding, but, yeah. Yeah, there are. The Poland accent, that one is very similar to Russian one, but apparently, according to the linguists and teachers that I have on the internet, is mostly spoken in the front of the mouth, and you say Poland like that. It's like a yeah. Anyways, yeah. Some innuendo from Buff, please. Don't touch my A10. What the fuck, Josh? I'm sorry. I don't even know if I can read that out loud. Wank challenge mode. You're only trying to get out for now. Nick promised to get you back in with a commission. Look, I don't want to come back to this. And I think I really... You said amazing voice skills? I don't think so, but I try. I think Mrs. Linecrosser might leave me if I join the military again. Hey man, love your content. Thank you so much, Paul. Feet pics. That's my foot laying right over there. The big white one in the corner you see up. Oh, it's on that side. Oh man, left from my right. It's real hard. Have I thought about the F4U Corsair? It is my favorite aircraft. I think about it on a very, very regular basis. I have one back there. I haven't, and that's probably why I'm so apprehensive about that character, creating that character, because I want to get it perfect. I don't know if that makes sense. Plus, I don't really have a reason to use the F4U Corsair. Question, how do you, the kid and Buff, feel about the B1 since it has canards and variable swept wing?
Listen, I don't think it counts. I don't think that the canards on the B1 really count because they're like little T-Rex canards. And then really, I mean, how much lift do they really provide? Fucking none.
Look, the B1, he's a little strange. Sorry, I had to clear my throat a little bit, but yeah, he's a little strange. He laughs a lot. And maybe they would have chilled out if they finally gone through with the R model. You know, the boner. It would have been great. And as for the variable swept wing, I mean, you know, when you... as bombers, we have our different jobs. You know, you send the B2 when you want to get in and out and have no one know what the hell's going on. You send the B1 when you need a heavy payload in there quickly, and you send me when you want to send a message.
Sorry, my voice is a little fucked up right now, so it's kind of hard to do the buff. It's literally the B1R. Is it? I thought they canceled the B1R. I bet Mrs. Lightcrosser loves Nick. She, honestly, I don't know if we can take credit for it. I don't know. But, so, if you guys saw Nick's new binder, Be the Bigger Bully, I don't know if he heard it before. I can't speak on if he heard it before my wife had said it, but Nick was dealing with something and he was just like, oh, I'm just going to do this. And like, just straight big fucking wang move. And I think my wife said, be the bigger bully. And he's like, I like that, be the bigger bully. Or maybe he said it first, but I don't know. But I think I was there when that saying came out. And this was a year ago. Be the bigger bully. The binder of doom. Take the Jaguar over the A-10. Ooh. Black Sheep Squadron, the best ever. I do love the F4U Corsair. And I think the main reason I love the F4U Corsair, aside from the gull wing design, because those it looks good. Looks good. I think that was the last time America was punching up. They were fighting jet MiGs and prop aircraft. That was the last time I really feel like we were punching up. Just going to come out really narcissistic, but I feel like the rest of the time we've been either punching laterally or down. My entire life we've been punching down. It's just strange. Has the kid ever seen the photo of Buff with canards? It's in my notes. I wrote in my notes, Buff canards. I just haven't looked it up and haven't had an opportunity to use it yet. Kid and Buff, what about the XB-70 Valkyrie? So I don't know enough about the Valkyrie. I've seen pictures of it. I don't know enough about it, but
it's a very big, loud jet. That's all I know. Ta-da.
I guess that's the best I can give for it. I don't know a lot about it. Was never a thing. It was proposed, but it was never a real thing. God damn it. Dude, the boner would have been great. Congress and the U.S. Air Force. Yeah, I know. They almost canceled the F-22. From what I hear and read on the interwebs, the F-47 is specifically designed to replace the F-22. Like, they're going to make less than 200 of them because they want the F-47 to be just that level of dominance. And you know what the benchmark is going to be. It's the same as the benchmark for our last fucking air dominance platform. We panicked. Russia said they were build this amazing this thing, and we call it the Foxbat. It is so fast, it is so maneuverable, it has the longest range missiles. And then we got a hold of one and found out it was absolute dog shit. And we were preparing for a boogeyman that didn't exist. Like, just wasn't happening. And we built the F-15, which is, it just dominated the skies for 40 years. The F-15 just did that. And then they were like, well, what if someone beats that? We need something that could beat that. And then we built the F-22. And the F-22 had to beat the F-15. And it did. If I'm remembering correctly, 12-1. It beat the F-15. Friendly reminder, the F-15 is 104-0 in aircraft. Like, it has 104 air-to-air kills, and it's never been shot down. And this thing shows up and beats it 12-1. So probably for the last 2 to 3 decades, America's been competing with ourselves. I really feel like that's where we're at. And so the benchmark is going to be to beat the F-22. That's what the F-47 is going to have to do. They're going to be like, we needed to beat it, and we needed to beat it bad. And, yep. What is going to come with 3 little drones that instantly teleport a full civilian airliner? Oh, that's funny. I found that way funnier than I should have. Don't like that. Make more F-22s. I agree. How does the F-16 or F-18 compare to the F-15? Honestly, so the F-16 outturns the F-15 from what I've been told. Okay. The F-16, from what I've also read, is one of the best turn radius aircraft, like fighter aircraft, specific fighter aircraft in the world. It can actually, so there's the turn radius of an aircraft is also dictated by a couple of different features, not just how many G's can it handle, but also how it has to be able to produce lift while in those turns. If you have a heavier aircraft, it's going to be hard to produce lift while you're in those turns. The F-18, from what I understand, has better electronic warfare. I mean, obviously you have the Growler electronic warfare capabilities than the F-15 does. And I was told the radar is better, but I don't know how true that is. The F-18 is jack of all trades, master of none. And that's what my brother who worked on F-18s explained. He's like, the F-18 does not excel in any one single category, But because it's on a carrier, it has to do decent or very well in every category. F-18 has a better instantaneous turn rate. I don't know about the word instantaneous. I don't know about that. But from what I read, the F-16 sustained. Maybe that's the word I was looking for. Sustained turn rate. So like an F-14. Yeah, pretty much. My brother was on the he worked with the Growler specifically, but he was test cell. He like did engines and all of them. Viper is sustained. Yes. Okay. All right. See, hey, there we go. I got something right. Weapons. Angry. Rafale kicks ass. I think the Rafale looks cool. I really like the Eurofighter Typhoon. Looks cool. I think the J-10 and the J-20 they just got too much going on. And the Canards are gay. They're definitely, all I gotta say is the kid.
Canards are gay.
There we go. Kid is definitely the authority on Canards being gay after all. Wait, what? The F-22 program developed from sticking canards on an F-15. Huh. I will tell you this, and this is one thing that pisses off Air Force people. Really, really upsets Air Force people. The one thing that the F-18 does better than pretty much everything except for the F-35 is the F-18 doesn't skip leg day. If the F-16 tried coming down on a carrier as hard as the F-18 does, it would blow out its landing gear. Same thing with the F-15. Same thing with the A-10. They just all skip leg day. The F-18 is specifically designed to come down hard. So is the kid in the closet?
It's fucking dark in here.
I found that funnier than I should have. I hope you guys got a laugh out of that. Oh, man. C-130 can the C-130 land on a carrier? Okay. It can also take off hard. That proves thick thighs save lives. Boys, pay attention. Hanger, closet, same thing. Okay. Am I having a stiff drink? I am not. I'm actually out of drink. I just had water. I got about 7 minutes left, so. When will we get FPV-style jets? It's interesting you say that. I was reading an article today that says, so you know how Boeing got the contract for the F-47. So Lockheed spent all this money vying for the F-47. And when the government said, no, we're going to give it to Boeing, they have all this new tech and they're like, okay. And they're just going to shove it in the F-22 and the F-35. Apparently, and this is all hearsay from a news article, this wasn't a direct quote, but apparently one of the things coming is the F-35 will in the future have the ability to be flown remotely or autonomously. Did he talk? What? Drink water. He's looking through a screen door. What? Who's looking through a screen door? Oh, the kid. Ha! Did I mention I'm slow? Nuclear gravy. F-35 drone. Yeah, that's dude, Knox he's chilling. He's big chilling. Look at how many necks he has. Can you count the amount of necks my dog has? 3. That's right. Oh, you saw a Chinook doing loops and rolls? Dude, I didn't know this until after I joined and after I flew in them. Did you know that the fastest aircraft, rotary wing aircraft in the United States, I guess I can't say this anymore because the Osprey's faster, but the fastest like traditional helicopter that the US military owns is the Chinook. And people like, you don't gotta believe it. Go ahead and look. It's faster than an Apache, which is fucking wild. It's faster than a Cobra. Like, why do we have a school bus with twin fucking rotors that can move faster than gunships? Like, that's so wild to me. Can't believe the kid's in the closet. I gotta look into that. It's all hearsay for right now. But if I can make that happen, that's funny. That's an expensive radio control hobby. Yeah, I mean, on the plus side, if you have an RC F-35, when it has a glitch, at least the ejection seat will be reusable. I don't think they'll be ejecting drones, but yeah. A Chinook can basically wheelie, yes. I will tell you, so I got flown around Fort Oreo Knox, that's funny. I got flown around Afghanistan the couple times that I did fly. It was Canadians. And the only reason I know they were Canadians is because the Chinook had a big old Canadian flag across the middle of it. Like, they just hung up this big ass Canadian flag. So I knew it was Canadians. And leaving Afghanistan, if you've never flown in a Chinook before, when you get in, it goes from loud to louder when it takes off. There's really no other way to explain it, because like you're sitting there and it's just loud as shit, and all of a sudden the loudness suddenly has a pulse, and it just goes like, it's loud, and then you feel and you're shoved into the floor. Well, at least that's the way they took off for us, because like obviously you don't want to be too close to the ground because bad guys shoot at you. And do I like the Cobra or the Apache more? I like the Apache for capability. I like the Cobra for look. There's something just oddly like sleek about the design of a Cobra. But an Apache, like if I was going to war and I had to pick one of those, I'd pick Apache personally. But we were flying, and then so we were in the Chinook, and I remember we were leaving Afghanistan. We were heading to Kandahar Airfield to leave Afghanistan, and I was looking out the back, and the sun was going down behind Fish Mountain, and it looked beautiful. It really did, which was wild because like, it wasn't hell, but you could see it from there. And it really looked cool. And I could lie to you and say that I saw something. I don't know if I saw something. It's been years, and I mean, maybe my brain played tricks. Maybe it was something. I don't know. But all of a sudden, the horizon went vertical. My stomach hit my Adam's apple. We dropped out of the sky like a rock and start banking around buildings and fucking mountains, and we just like nap of the earth. And I don't remember a whole lot of the rest of the ride because my eyes were like pinned shut and I was screaming. I remember that. And the Canadians found it very funny. And the only reason I know that is because they were wearing these Darth Vader masks, but they were all bouncing like they were laughing when I finally opened my eyes. And several people opened our eyes. Yeah, that's we were getting laughed at. Bastards. Did an air insertion in Chinooks in Afghanistan. We did one. They can do some crazy hovering. The exhaust is nice and warm when you're loading up. Yep. You know what's crazy? You always go loud to loud during takeoff? Okay, that's fair enough. But yeah, we it was crazy because the engines, I don't know if the engines are the same, but they burn the same. So the exhaust behind a Chinook, all of us getting on the Chinook, we were tankers, but there was no tanks in Afghanistan. So when we smelled the exhaust, it smelled just like tank exhaust. And so it was like, I could have not walked fucking 8,000 fucking miles. I don't know if it was 8,000, but it was a lot. Should check out the AH-47 gunship. Seriously? I did not know they made an AH-47 gunship. P-51, F-4U, and B-29. I do, when I'm out and I have a little bit more time, I do plan on doing more like historical episodes and stuff like that. Yeah, that's right, turbine. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being said, we are at our 2 hours. Thank you all so much for being here. So as always, I'm not even going to say though, we're getting rid of the old one. We're not saying do not give in to the 22 a day. I do still care, but I want to say it this way. Don't do the enemy any fucking favors. Every single one of you are amazing. If you'd like to support the channel, please go to habituallinecrosser.com, get yourself some merch, maybe buy me a beer. But the cheapest and easiest way is just watch my videos. See you guys next time.